This right here shows my position exempts me from workfare. Let's see what we have here, she repeats, clicking a few keys. Okay, I do see where you have an assignment request with the Motor Vehicles Department, but it doesn't say that you are exempt from the training program. Let me see here. She continues to type and stare at the screen. Sheila, on the other hand, was starting to feel a little restless. Can I see that letter again? The processor asked. Of course. Sheila handed the letter over, regaining a little bit of the confidence she lost. The processor looked at the letter and then the screen, and then back at the letter. I'm sorry, but I'll need to call my manager over. I haven't handled one of these cases before. She got up and walked over to another lady at an adjacent table. As they sat typing in her information and whispering while they stared at the screen, Sheila Dobson wore a look of deep concern on her face, her heartbeat getting louder and faster with each moment. After several minutes that seemed like an hour, both women came over to the table. I finally figured out what the story is, with my manager's help, of course. She smiled, looking back at her manager, who returned the smile. Then she continued. Although you do work for the state in an exempt position, you are required to participate in the training program because you are a recipient of government assistance. Sheila interrupted. What do you mean, government assistance? I've worked for the state for 30 years. She raised her voice in anger. You received mortgage assistance as part of the SCALE program and still owe over $200,000 on the loan. SCALE recipients are specifically qualified in Section 296 of the Workfare Act. You're crazy. This is crazy. I pay for my mortgage every month with the salary that I earn. That is not assistance. Sheila's loudness drew the attention of the WAs, and two began walking over. Check it again. I did, ma'am, and my manager did as well. You have to complete the training program, but you do have a preferred assignment back to your government agency once that's over. Can you read the letter from the director of the Motor Vehicles Department, stating my position is exempt and essential to the operation? What about that? She pleaded for them to review her case again, anything that would put her life back in order. We did review that. Unfortunately, the director has no jurisdiction over the laws and the administration's procedures. You can file an appeal with the administration. However, you must do that from within the training program. I have a job. Can't you read? Why would I need training to do my own job? A job I've been doing for over 30 years. I don't need training. Ma'am, I didn't create the laws. I just have to follow them. Unfortunately, you do as well. She nodded at the WAs who stepped closer to Sheila. Sheila saw this and eyed her chance to exit the situation. She collected her documents and began to stand. I'll have to talk to my boss and figure out what we can do. I'll be back. Sorry, ma'am, but you have to come with us. A WA grabbed her arm on each side. She violently pulled her arm away from them, but they just grabbed her again, only more firmly. They began to lead her towards a building. Get your hands off of me! Stop! Help! She screamed as she felt her feet no longer on the ground, no longer in control of her own movements.